In my second year, there were 6 deaths in the campus,
Wow.
5 of them suicides. So that whole image of IIT Kharagpur is different than every other IIT because we don't have suicides, just disappeared and evaporated. But the difficult bit was getting people to raise their hand and ask for help. Yeah, the year I went to IIT Kharagpur, I was from Kanpur, so I would always hear the news about IIT Kanpur. IIT Kanpur was very notorious with suicides. We would hear of at least one case or so every year. When I joined Kharagpur, I asked a couple of people about what the deal there was. Apparently, Kharagpur was supposed to be really special and they hadn't had a suicide case for the last 6 or 7 years or something. And they were very proud of it. In my second year, there were 6 deaths in the campus,
Wow.
5 of them suicides. There were an additional, I think, 7 or 8 suicide attempts that were unsuccessful. So that whole image of IIT Kharagpur is different than every other IIT because we don't have suicides, just disappeared and evaporated. So then a lot of people started working on different things. A lot of professors started working on different things. By the time I was in my third year, a bunch of initiatives had started, but they never really took off. So fourth year, I realized, yeah, this is a topic I really want to do something about because one of the friends who passed away was a good friend. He actually he had not committed suicide. He actually went swimming in California and just never came back. Probably had an accident. They never even recovered his body. So that was he was a friend, a batchmate, a wingmate, very good, not a wingmate, but a batchmate. So that had a strong impact. So I spoke to a bunch of friends I had at IIT Kanpur because that was a common, at least I knew that that was a common theme there, and they had done a lot of good work about the same. So they talked a little bit about their approach and the way they had set up a counseling cell. Then I spoke to a bunch of other friends in IIT, other IITs, Bombay and Madras as well. Just tried to figure out what could be the approach for us. It became fairly clear that we need to at least have like at least a counseling cell or at least like a medical professional who specializes in something like that or mental health in there. That got set up. That wasn't very hard to set up given what had happened in our second year. But the difficult bit was getting people to raise their hand and ask for help. Within the first few months of that being set up, I don't think not one person approached them. So the main the main issue that was like everyone, no one would just approach you, right? So we decided to build a student led network across different hostels, across different departments, across different batches as well, of people who could well, they were not, they had a little bit of training, but they were not exactly medical professionals. They were students like me and everyone else. They were basically the first people who would flag certain individuals who might need help, and then they were also trained to have a first few conversations with them, try to make sure that people who needed help would actually agree to go meet the counselor in the counseling cell, and that took a lot more effort.
So these are gatekeepers, is it?
These are gatekeepers. Yes, that's right. That's right. So training the gatekeepers was actually, I think, the biggest biggest impact that we saw. I don't know how successful that has been. Uh, the student network stayed on for at least 2 or 3 years, and then I found out that it has kind of disappeared now. So I don't know how successful it is right now and how it has moved on.